Everyone can see you. The whole world can
Hey.
see you. Say hello.
Yo.
Hello.
I just realised my voice sounds fucked. Anyway, so back, big part 2. And first off, I want to say sorry to you. Because you got hit by the world's worst podcasting curse, which is us two. We normally just do it to ourselves.
Right.
But we did it to you by losing your audio file on the last podcast. And it still smashed it, didn't it?
did all right,
went
didn't it?
nuts.
Really well.
The amount of people that messaged us, commented, messaged you, were just class.
I was amazed. When I look back on it, I tell you what, when I look, it was quite painful to see because I thought, oh yeah, I did all right, but it was one of the first things I was done. And I know I had a lot of energy, but I was quite nervous when I did it because I was speaking about things I've really not spoke massively publicly. And I know I speak a lot on Instagram, but I did like a post and I took the post off and I kind of hit on what I said in the podcast, but I had to take that post off because it was really raw and it was like, and it had a lot about my life. So I kind of took it off my Instagram and put it in the back file, but I've just recently put it back on now because it were, it had a lot of information, but it's because I've come so far and everyone sees this, yay, happy, positive, and I had to remind her, it doesn't happen overnight. This is what it was one of my first posts. Yeah, and so that podcast, it was like, when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, my feet were going like that, I'm flapping everywhere, and so I'm a bit more calmer today. I've had a can of Red Bull, look, so just because I was a bit, tired this morning, so I might go in a hype soon, so.
It's not kicked in right now. This is just uncaffeinated.
This is just me uncaffeinated, yeah.
Jesus Christ, so it's going to get wild in about 10 minutes.
It's going to get wild.
So what have you been up to since you were last in?
Oh, God.
You've been busy. Anyone that doesn't follow you on Instagram needs to get onto that because it's at least entertaining.
Well, we try, don't we? We try to have a laugh as well while we're doing it, and there's always after effects and these challenges, what we do. I put myself through mill. I'm quite honest and open. I say how it is. But yeah, busy, absolutely busy. So I don't even know where to start. Do I do it day by day? How long have we got?
You've got as long as you need.
No, we'll go straight in at deep end. We're going to be a charity. We're going to be a registered charity.
Big news.
Massive news. An international. Well, I've done a post about it, so I can speak a little bit about it. So, done an international events company. I got back from the Ibiza Sober Challenge, which I'll talk about.
We'll get into that.
That was mega. And yeah, I said we want a meeting with me. Now I had spoke to this company before. They spoke to the person. He comes from the town where I come from, so he's wanting to make a few changes himself, and they're in a position where they're quite successful, shall we say now. And yeah, been watching me from afar, and I did get a call when I first started this kind of thing. It feels like I've been doing it forever. But saying basically, yeah, I love what you're doing. I love it. I love why show him how it's done, and you're proving everyone wrong. You're doing this because everyone had didn't have belief in me that this was just a thing that a phase maybe. But proof's in the pudding, ain't it? And that's what we do, and it'll keep going. And I keep telling people, listen, this is just the start of what I'm doing. It's like 20%. I've got like another 80% in my back pocket. Do you know what I mean? There's so much more I've got to give. So they was watching me, and then we spoke a little bit and mentioned about a Hollywood. I think I touched on it when I came. We might be working with some certain people. Hollywood I threw in there, didn't I? And if anyone believes in the law of attraction and the secrets and stuff like that, I'm bang into it because I think I were into it before I even like knew about it. I've always believed and that I would get somewhere, and I think that's where the point me going up and down. I just never was able to keep up and then continue it. Lifestyle choices, things I didn't understand, kind of put all that away now, understand it, changed a lot. I think everybody needs to change and understand and know yourself. And then I always tell that, and then you can move forward. And that's what I've done, and we've just gone on this ride, and it's just been bang, 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 people noticing us everywhere, and just by being honest about what we're doing, what I'm doing, and helping others, it's a massive thing. So let me get back to it because I'm starting again out of going on tangents. So they messaged me and said, want a meeting? Have a meeting with him. Went for a meeting, and he were really excited. Had a big pile of papers and going, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do. And I'm like that as well, and he were like that, and I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. And then so it starts going into it, and when he starts popping these things up, going, this isn't happening. This is not happening. This can't be happening. And it's like, and the plans what they had, and yeah, it was so it had already given me 8 dates. So I'm doing 8 big dates for 3 major Hollywood movie stars.
Yeah.
Shall we stay? The biggest probably you could
Big
ever
names,
imagine.
yeah, very big
Massive
names.
you could ever imagine. We're going to be involved. We're going to be doing Get Fit for Mental Health are going to be incorporating with this events company, and they're fully backing us. And we're setting a charity up, and they're donating initially straight away. It's going to take around 10 weeks for us officially to be a charity. Mm-hmm. But the plan's what we're going to do. It's basically it's what we're doing already, but on a bigger scale. Programs, workshops. It's going to be amazing.
Nice.
You know, I think initially I want to be all around the country, which we are going to be. Mm-hmm. But initially I had a night, right, I'm going to do Newcastle and I'm going to do Cardiff, which we are going to do Cardiff. I'm going to do Brighton. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But initially it's working what we're doing, but cement Howard Town. Because again, 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine committed suicide. Again, lifestyle choices, a lot what we, not dealing with issues that they may have. And it's happening all the time, and obviously there's a major issue there. I think I'm a little bit different because I've been there, lived it, understand it, where I can probably do something a lot different to maybe someone else who doesn't understand it. I've lived that life, come through it, and maybe people people do listen. I think that's the difference. People kind of listen to me for a reason. I suppose because I say what I'm going to do and I do it, and
I think people can see the honesty as well.
I think
relate
that,
back to it.
Yeah, I think relatability, isn't it? So there's a lot we can do. There's so much more we can do in the town, and I think we've got so many plans. It's just all coming together. It's already started. I mean, bless them. I do this unpaid. I always have done. It's never been about the payment. I mean, anybody who's I keep saying this to people. People don't. Why would you do that? Why would you do all of these things? Why, is it attention? Is it for fame? Is it for this? And they're like, look, I could have been on crappy reality TV shows. I was in a lifestyle where I had a PR manager, and I was seeing an actress, and I was seeing this. I was doing all of this, and it was a big different world, and it was like what people think they may like or want. And you actually go down there and you think, what am I doing? And it's all right if you want that kind of life, but
it's not realistic though,
maybe living my life, it's like I've been there, done that. That's not going to last 2 minutes, and it's fake. And these people are a lot worse off than the people who I know in my hometown, or people who struggle as well. They've got, some have some serious issues. So when I initially changed this, woke up one morning. Nope, get rid, gone, start my new life. This is it. I've got to be real with myself, and I started being real, and this is what happened. It kind of worked out. So, back to the events thing, we're going to cement Halifax and surrounding areas, make it really strong concrete. It's really good, but make a massive difference in the town. Make it, get a real understanding it, which I think we've got with the people I'm working with and going to be doing. And already changing lives. Already, there's people come to Scamming in Steps, so the group's obviously improved. Get Fit for Mental Health. This is one of our guys, Rypolar.
Yeah, introduce yourself a little bit, man.
I'm Rypolar. Manuel, he's given me the confidence to try to find a way to cope. I've got a few mental illnesses, but I'm working on my mental health now. I'm working on me. I'm starting to understand myself. Mm-hmm. To answer the endless questions that I had, it were all negativity and failure before. Now I'm starting to answer them, saying, how can I be better? How can I better myself? How can I be someone who my kids look up to? And how can I give back as well?
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're writing. When I first initially, this is one of the Get Fit for Mental Health originals. So when I knew Ryan from a younger age, when I used to knock about with him, but we knew each other. And he used to be a lad about town, going out, played rugby, well-to-do, quite an handy lad, wasn't he? He had a bit used to, but a nice guy, and then I met him a couple of years ago, and he was a different person, totally different person. No confidence, a lot of issues, didn't we? You had really struggling with life every day, and I wasn't doing this when I was doing now. I was always talk to you, but you were like a different person from the person and I'd met before, and a lost soul. And then when I started Get Fit for Mental Health, a friend who got in contact with me. He was struggling as well, and said there, and we mentioned Ryan, and I reached out to Ryan, and I said maybe come here, because you tried a few things, didn't you? And it just wasn't working, and it was a bit hesitant to come at first, and we got him, and then when he came, and then I think around the second time, and then he started just coming all the time, and from that moment, because it was lost inside, and am I right to say a few suicidal, and
I couldn't find a reason to live. I didn't think I was good enough for my children. I didn't think I was good enough for my missus. And I had a lot of stuff, but I never felt good enough for it. And yeah, I was a lost soul at the time.
Yeah.
Can you actually tell us what you tried before you kind of linked up with Manuel?
Yeah, I've tried Andy's Man Club. I've tried therapy, counselling. I think I've done over 40 sessions of counselling. I just kept trying everything and then ending back in the same position. Stuff had helped for a little bit, and then everything, it just added to all the failures of my life.
It just compounded again.
Compounded it again.
So what was it that you liked about Get Fit for Mental Health? What kind of, was it like the community of it, or the spirit of the guys, or what is it that kind of kept you, because it's clearly kept your attention? And
I was looking for social interaction, but I'd forgot how to interact socially with everything that was going on. So Manuel brought me to the group, he introduced me to the people, felt welcoming, and then you actually do something. You go and challenge yourself, you do the steps, so you're not sat there talking about your problems, you're not sat there, compounding your failures. You're getting up early on a Sunday morning, you're challenging yourself to do the steps, and then after it's a calming place, and then you feel more open to talk. Yeah. And it's not negative, it's all positive.
Everything's positive. It's everything's positive in regards to it. Does so many. I mean, the charity and what we do, it's a movement. It's doing something. And that's how I vision it. It's a charity that's doing something about it. It's like, all right, okay. Now I love, Where to Talk. Andy's Man Club, love it. There's people that really. I went the other week with Luke Ambler, and it's amazing that companionship and that friendship that they have. But for me personally, what it was, it's like, what do I do once I've been to talk? Where do I go from there? How do I understand it? It's all right. So I go there every week, and I want to do something. I want to understand why I feel like this. I want to understand and do something about it, and a way to figure it out and a way to deal with it. And like I say, I also have had, counselling, therapy and all sorts of things in regards to I got therapy, hypnotherapist, and in regards to the trauma side of it, I understood myself. I think that's a major part of it, which we're going to bring into Get Fit for Mental Health, because it's doing something, it's understanding it. So that initial part in regards to a movement is understanding it, dealing with it. Once you know what's up with you and understand it and kind of work out where it went wrong, understand why you feel like that. No one can tell you, but it actually comes out of your own brain.
Yeah,
and you can actually, and you can kind of brings it out here. And then
it's kind of knowing yourself, isn't it?
Knowing yourself, yeah, but knowing, I mean, a lot of us don't know ourselves, do we? And we still try to find ourselves, and i.e. go around in circles, don't we? So initially, Get Fit for Mental is doing something. We do talk. Manwellness is talking. Manwellness is blogging, talking, brings people out to talk. Me talking openly gets other people out talking openly. That's the aim of Manwellness. And then we have a solution. We have a part of that campaign and charity now. Yeah, it's going to be Get Fit for Mental Health, which we're having a relaunch. Just saying. And that's when we do something. So what we're going to do with Get Fit for Mental Health, obviously, it's a mindset. So instead of I always say this in regards to the cold showers and everything else, it's a mindset, changing that mindset in regards to we overthink a lot. Maybe not think at all, just come and do it, just turn up, do it, change, this is Get Fit for Mental Health, the scamming steps, just in particular that one is turning up at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, challenging yourself to the steps, achieving something by getting up to the step. You've got a sense of achievement, you've got a sense of challenge, and you've got a sense of support, the people that come around you and understand that. Again, all the people there have all got different issues. You've got bipolar, schizophrenia, blind, there's all amputees, overweight, underweight, bullied, wanting to change lifestyle, all there for the same, trying to improve themselves, trying to improve their mental health, right? So, and then you're doing that by turning up there, doing that initial exercise, you don't have to run up them. There's different forms of different levels what you do, which I pull out of every single one. You know, I like to know every single person individually. Is like knowing that it's all right turning up there in regards to, well, I can do that every week. It's just turning up and we go around there and we'll just do what we can do. No, you've got more. You can. Everyone's got something different. Challenge yourself. You know, if it's just like life, challenging yourself in life. You know, if we just do what we can do all the time, then life's about growing and learning, and that's what we do, and finding the best in yourself. And that's what I try to do for Get Fit for Mental Health. And obviously, everyone's got their own story. Everyone's got their own thing. So once we obviously getting up them steps, achievement, then you've got that sense of camaraderie, support around you, safe zone, and then you've got that talking about everything, your week, your bad week, your challenging week, however you want to say it. And it's just a real good, it's a really happy place to go where you've actually, right, we know, guys, it's, you know, exercise, whatever form it is, it's good for you. There's no way of getting out of it. It is good for you. Yeah. There's people say, oh, I can't do that. I don't want to do. Listen, it's proven. People 30 stone, people with one leg, person who's blind will get up them steps no matter what. It's a bit like life. You get up, you get to the first set, in the second you think, oh, I can do it, and then you're like, oh, I can't do this, can't do it. You can't go back down because it's only 3 starts to go, so it's only the same as going back down. You can get up them no matter what, and then getting that push, and people always say that, like, I can't, you can do it, and then once they got to the top, I'll get them up them steps no matter what, they will do it, and it's like, oh, thank you so much. No. Don't thank me, it's you who's done it. You always had it in you. You just didn't believe in yourself. And now they've got to that top of that step. They've been shown what they already had there. It's just showing people that what they've actually got and telling them what's good about themselves. And then once they've got up there, it's like, I've done that. I've done it. Not me personally, but they've done it. It shows, it gives them confidence. That anxiety goes. It fucks everything straight out of window. And then you can sit down and say how good you are and how great you are, because you are. And then we all have a coffee, and it's a good end to a bad week sometimes for people. People need that. I need it. Everybody needs it. And it's just to meet everybody and to see everybody. And then you're all having a coffee, and it's just such a great feeling after. And then you go away like, give me that Monday, throw it at me, whatever it is. Give me that week. Do you know what I mean? And that's, if we can implement them all over, and then, you know, everywhere, and do it, and just have that. We started social events, and that really went well and stuff. People were crying before they came into the social event, and it was obviously a non-drink thing. But we had people on karaoke. You know, I had to start it off a little bit funny. But I started it off, and then we got the people with the no confidence at all, the anxiety out of their eyeballs, coming, singing, have everybody up. It's like, I can't believe we've done that. Well, you've done that, and it's getting people out. Just look, people say, you're not normal, or look, we're all different. That's the thing, we're all different. So enjoy being different, and I think everyone that comes.
I think that's what people are scared of, aren't they? Like to be themselves.
Be themselves, and I like, look, you see me, you watch me. I'm a little bit different, shall we say? So, I love it. But you get a lot of love in yourself, and I feel liberated. I feel liberated talking. And when I came out and started talking and being me, I'm liberated. It's like I don't have anything to fear. I don't have anything to hide. I'm just me now, you know, which I spent so many years battling myself every single day, struggling, and people not really knowing, and always having that smile. And like I still get it now, like, you were you were that person. I'm like, fucking wasn't. I was all like, fucking like, just every single time. And now it's, you've got to own your life. You've got to know yourself. I think that's the main thing, knowing yourself, and make some serious decisions and choices on what you want out of life. And that's what I did, and that's what people are doing all over now. They're doing it, and we all want to be happy, right? We all want to feel good, and that's the aim that we're and understanding. I think a lot of it's understanding, and again, this stigma with mental health. I think now more we're doing, more people are jumping on board. It's such it's great. We've got so many people. I mean, we've got in Cardiff, we've got that coming as well. That starts on the 23rd. We're opening one there. I didn't realise how much Cardiff in Wales was going to be, but it's working out. Like, so I got in touch with a woman she reached out to me, and bless her, her husband committed suicide. He had autism and committed suicide, and she struggled in regards to lifestyle choices as well. She's been through the mill. There's so many other stories. And we've spoken. I said, we're going to do Wales, Cardiff, and it was going to be this Penway fan just a mountain, a climb. It's not, it's not too. It's not. It's a little bit obviously like scamming steps. It's a challenge, but you do it, and it's on a It's going to be on a Sunday again, and we're open that. And it kind of, I wasn't going to go anywhere once I had this meeting with obviously the event company. That we was going to just focus on one place. I think, once you get distracted, which is right, you're not putting the full attention and full what you can actually do for one place. And I thought once you get that conquered, then you move there, and then you move there, and then you move there, instead of going dick, and not having any fully control of it. Because initially everyone's got... I get it a lot with social media and a lot of people wanting to jump on the wagon in regards to it. But I suppose you can't buy 38 years of experience of mental health and suicide and, the things. And I think a lot of people are trying to, we've got a gym and we can do this and we can do that. And it's like people's intentions are a little bit, I found, not for the right intentions. But this woman in Cardiff... beautiful woman. You just know from someone the passion she's got. So we are going to open that on the 23rd. We're taking a coach down from Halifax, and then there's loads. But so many people have been in contact, are joining there. Even different charities, people wanting to invest with suicide and struggles. So I think it's a big thing in Wales. South Wales is suicide. A lot bigger than we actually thought of. So that's going to be really interesting. Rachel's coming up to do Scamming and Steps. She'll be on her way up now, so we're going to start. She's going to come up and do it Sunday, show it's how it's all done, and then we can implement that down in that there Cardiff.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. What I kind of picked up was it's clearly really dangerous to be isolated, right? Because I think watching you guys and seeing how it's grown, because everyone's connected now on their phones or whatever, but people have actually never been, or they feel more isolated than ever. It's so
even though the more
fucked up. And I think it's clear that community is such a big thing. Like it's always been a big thing. Like if you talk to like your grandparents or your parents or whatever, it used to be massive, and now it's really not as big as it used to be. People don't really care.
Just happy flicking through their stories.
I don't know my next door neighbour's name.
Yeah,
I know she's got a cat and stuff like that. Yeah, and the cat will be in my garden, but that's all I really know about her. But people used to know everything about each other, and care about each other.
Yeah.
And now everyone's connected and they're so unconnected and disconnected. But I just wanted to ask you, Ryan, is that what really engaged you and kept you going back? Is thinking, I can look forward to that. I get to see so and so. These guys understand me, and I feel like there's no judgment or.
Yeah, I think when Manuel helped me lose my shame as well. So that's what kept me isolated, because I was ashamed of, why do I feel like this when I've got this? Why do I, I'm a big guy. People will look at me different. People know what's going on in my head. So I used to, I'd be trapped behind my front door. Yeah. So I think getting that social side without the shame, without the stigma, and being able to go somewhere and this is me, Yeah. And on this, Manwell's he's like my biggest fan. I treat him as a mentor. I'm growing every day for him.
I'm just proud of him. Him coming when he came and how lost he was, and how I see every single week. I cry, mate, with my group. So and after it, I could see the growing, and I've been there and I understand it, and I'm so proud of him, and especially with Ryan as well. It's just, and when he started blogging, he's got his own page, Rypolar, and he talks every single day, and he does his exercise, and he's challenging himself all the time, and he's always challenging himself and growing every single day and trying new things. Coming on here is a massive thing for him. I just threw it out to you, didn't I? And he come around his confidence is building, and he's accepting himself, and people are accepting him and say this is, and it sometimes, and I punch him sometimes. He always says I'm getting there. I'm not really. I mean, you'll never be 100%, mate. We're never going to. You're always going to grow every day. Stop putting. You're putting a positive and then a negative on the end of it. Just fuck that negative off. It's fine, mate. Just
accept it.
Accept it. Look, but they're all the same. You're self-doubting, yeah. But I've even noticed the difference. He's like, no, yeah, I'm fine now. Yeah, he's getting rid of that. It just reminding.
I think you've even encouraged me to. I remember sharing one of my poems in your car.
Yeah.
And you ended up crying then, and you just give me the confidence.
Stop telling everyone I cry. Don't cry all the time.
You just told me how good it was, and this was one way I found to get my thoughts out. The first way was I used to write them down on paper and burn them. I wouldn't let my missus see. I wouldn't let anyone. I was ashamed of them thoughts and feelings, and then I started writing poetry, it was totally alien to me. I'm
bloody good as well.
Never done it before, but it was just a way to get it out of my head when my head was so busy and so negative. It was like, look, it's out there now. And now I'm getting to the stage where I'm wanting to share that with people.
So it's grown from doing it, from like reading it from to me, and then it
Just talking to your mic, mate.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Has it got like a remote?
You move so much, just take it with you.
So from him talking, and I kind of like, oh my god, I've like not heard anything like that. It were like that's really good, and it's like you felt it because you feel it and you've been there and you understand. It's like, and you got it out in words, and it's like I couldn't do that. I don't know, it's jibber jabber me. I'm like, yeah, pot on points and then go on another point, but it was beautiful and it really hit me, and I was like, you should do that. You should, he started talking, you should put that out there, and he wrote it down, and I shared it, and I got everyone to look at it, and it was like really good. And then we did another one, and then I was like, God, it's a talent, this. It's a real talent what he's doing. Like, and then he started reading them out. He won't read them out, so he's reading them out now, and then he's gone over to another social media to show. So every time he's doing something, I'm like, he's growing, he's doing it, his confidence is building, he's accepting it, people are accepting it. And the thing is, now he's doing it, and he's getting support of other people as well, which he is. I don't seem to, touch wood, get a lot of negative or trolls or anything like that. My following's simply there to, want to learn, or want to, grow and sharing the journey with us, and hopefully we help them as well. And it's the same with Ry, he's just blogging everything and how he feels and connecting with so many other people and other ways that I wouldn't. So I am proud of him. I'm like, it's when I see his videos, he has like a face on him where I know he's struggling. He has a struggling day, and it's like he's got everything. His face is a story. You can tell in his eyes and his face and his emotions, and you can feel it when he talks and how he is. And then when he smiles, it's like he lights the world up, and it's like, that's my boy. Do you know what I mean? And like that smile comes more often, and he's got a cheeky laugh, and he's so innocent and so pure. You know that, and you feel that, and that's why I love him. I'm like, I am his biggest fan, and I see what he's done and how much he's grown and what he's doing, and it's come from Get Fit for Mental Health. He's just grown and grown. I know he's gonna do big things. He's gonna help so many people.
Definitely sounds like it.
Oh, it's amazing. Honestly, just needs to believe more in himself, which he's starting to do. And like I say, I think that's what we do. I think we're all like that at Get Fit for Mental Health. There's so many people in the group. Bloody look, honestly, we're a family, and people who join us, and once they join us, they don't ever want to leave. It's amazing.
Everyone's welcome and everyone fits in.
Yeah, children. That's what I mean. It's a common ride. I originally did it in regards to men. Really, I had a big group of men, and it was for men's suicide. And I found that a lot of women have struggles, children have struggles. We all have struggles, and it brings families together. I mean, it's crazy, right? Except with people from Hull, Manchester, Oldham, Huddersfield. Everyone comes there, travels on a Sunday just to come to the group there with their families. And some children have not spoke properly, and they go to other mental health institutions and things and groups, and they come to that group and they're a different person. The confidence, it's like within weeks, people are getting school reports and are getting called to school like, what's going on? Like, your child's like grown in confidence loads, and it's this, and you get like that, and it builds your confidence to do things, and that's what it's doing, and you put that into a wider audience and more people, and that's what's been going on. That's why people come every week, and if we can do that everywhere, it's just showing people what they've already got and confidence, and like I say, a movement about doing things and doing stuff. So it's and put it on the line. I do that every single week, and I chase people up, and I'm like there, and the promo. Listen, it's not hard for me to do something that I love, and I love going there every week and doing it every week. It's what I think I might have touched on it earlier on, when I've come from a life which was fucking shit and awful and so negative, and I always knew that I was different. I knew deep inside it was so. I think that's why I've kind of got through to this life, actually living today, because I should have died so many times. That was the initial, or gone in other paths. And I've been in there, and someone stopped me and pulled me away every single time, and I've got through it. And you just won't ever, the things. I've not even shared. I know we've touched on things, but I've not even gone near what's gone on in my life, which is, we've got a whole lifetime. We've got, there's timings and everything else, I think, with it. But, I think where am I now? I was lost in thought there. I'm totally gone there. I was getting into it. I even nearly fallen asleep with it.
I think what he's saying with the group and people being encouraged to do things that's big, and I think is like even your friends in groups or circles, how often is it that a friend will share a piece of poetry or sing something or whatever talent they're good at? Like, be open enough to show you that.
We are changing.
And then for people to give you encouragement.
We are changing, like, what's got from the start of it with so many negative people, like, what the fuck they're doing with it, you know. And then,
but they're just scared, aren't they?
Listen,
Really?
You would not even understand what's gone on since they're like the people. And I would never name and anything else, but the people, I get private messages and like, look, I need help. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm going down that route, and you're like. I would never mock anybody, but then the people who mocked us or mocked me or whatever else, and you know, I'm glad that they've reached out and can help, and it's just showing you that we are actually, people are listening. It's a test of time and proving people wrong, and you know, showing it can be done. That was what was going on in the life. Why do I do what I do? I know it will come in. But you have that shitty life and you've got no direction of know where you're going, and you've had so much money, you've had everything, you've been married, I've had the businesses, I've had the money, I've had the lifestyle, I've done everything there, and I've never ever felt comfortable and never appreciated it, never liked it, and finally coming out to something which is pure and it's like I've got a purpose. It feels so good helping someone. And I have some people like, even if like, why would you do it, or you know, put yourself through that or unpaid, or like, you get a message like that, you get someone, you've saved someone's life or you've helped someone get through the day, or they don't feel shit anymore and they've got hope. That's that feeling there. It's just a no-brainer, and if you can do that for people, and that, what better job could you ever have, and what better feeling? And I think until you actually experience that to have that, then you wouldn't understand. But people are a lot for themselves, and you know, are not comfortable. If people are not comfortable being nice nowadays, are they? But yeah, it's just, that's why I do it, and that's why I do it, and that's why the charity is never going to change me. I'll only be the same, you know. I'm on my arse. I'm on my arse. I've been on my arse since that, but I've had money, and I we're happy. I see everything as a challenge in my life in regards to where it is. I'm comfortable. I can do what I survive. But like I say, it's not. It's just about so different helping people and doing what I'm doing now from what the life I had. It was so negative, and this is so positive, and lifestyle changes and stuff like that. I'm a different person. I'm a completely different person.
Being honest with yourself now, and that makes other people be able to be honest with you. Yeah. You find that a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
I find it with my friends. I've had some.
Has anything changed?
Boys,
I guess
some boys, some lads who were laddie lads. I've had them crying, and not because I've been telling them only not my problems, but just, you know, what I'm doing and stuff, and then they open up and they tell you about their struggles, and then they try to say their problems aren't bigger than yours, but everyone's problems are the same. To you, your problems are your problems.
Biggest problem, yeah.
They are right there to yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But and then when you tell them that and they understand that, and then they start speaking and they tell you stuff that they've kept hidden for ages and stuff, and it's quite a beautiful thing.
Do you know what it is, man? It doesn't happen enough, you know. Like we always say, like, yeah, you'll talk about the football score or whatever, but does that really matter? Really, in hindsight,
it's crazy. Yeah, I get so many messages that you won't believe in, like celebrities, and it's like, oh, what you're doing is amazing, and like, say, I need to speak to her, like, what you're doing is great. I've not even told my mum and dad, and it's like people, so like, professional people who like you would just never think. You're like, they just said that, they've just told me that, and they're not told anyone else. It's like, it's fantastic because you're hitting people to talk and stuff. That's what Manwellness, that's what Rypolar does. Just being you, people who think you're like, I ain't got no wrong with me, I'm fine, me, and you like get them in tears, don't you? Yeah. It's like, come on, how do you feel now? Come on, it's fine. You feel good? Yeah, I feel better now.
No, that's big.
It's nice. I think you can just see that your group, like, will just inspire the next person. Like, you will inspire people by just being yourself, by just turning up. Because you've been there 5 weeks. Next guy comes along, first week, nervous as fuck. And he's like, oh, well, Ryan's done it. And next one. And it's like, you don't really realise the power that you have as just you think, oh, I'm just a normal person, what the fuck can I do? Yeah. And then off the back,
start doing a little bit, then that shit compounds. And
it does, exactly. Like, look, like, how many people was on the first steps, and then how many were on the last one?
Oh, yeah. We come on, like, it was just a few of us, like a handful of people. That were it. And it's like, when you get full groups, 30, 40 people, we started a boot camp now as well. We do a boot camp on a Sunday as well. First outing of it, 42 people turned up on a boot camp after Get Fit for Mental Health. So we got Scammy Steps, and then we did PT got in contact, which was always my plan. I had always tried getting other people to do things and stuff, but he liked what we did, and we set a boot camp up, 9:30, free. I bet we started doing it £3 actually. I went to a charity, any charity of a choice for mental health, which I think we've just kind of got £1,000 for CAMS.
Wow,
yeah, nice. Do you know what I mean? With it 4 weeks of doing it, and then so around 50 people turn up every week at 9:30. It's a different kind of kettle of fish, you see. It's people who look at the steps and think, I can't do that. And it's got people on at the boot camp. It's got a little bit of everything. You're out in the open. It's one of the biggest outdoor boot camps there is, and it's got me and Aidan there, and we, I believe you've got to put a bit of fun into it. If you're putting someone and go, right, you do this, you do that, give me 10, did it, like, it's too hard. I can't go back there. I feel like drained. He's proper took it out of me. I'll give it a little bit, like, you can do better, and I'll just put a bit of laugh and just change it around a little bit and make them smile, and you're like, he's a dick, but I like, do you know what I mean? I'm a dick, but he's a good dick. It gets me going and he pumps me up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why we do a little bit different. So yeah, the boot camps, we're going to get quite a few of them going. That's established now. That's really good. So we have the scam. We were doing both of them, weren't we? And it was taking it out of the group a little bit, because people weren't putting enough effort into the steps because they thought they had the boot camp. And then I noticed as well, because it kind of distracted, people wasn't doing what they was doing and pushing themselves. So we just decided to just concentrate on the steps. The boot camp's established now. It's got its own following, and steps has got its own following. It's a totally different kind of things, which, if you want to do both.
Choice, doesn't it?
It gives people a choice, yeah. And like I said, we're going to do yoga as well, midweek yoga, aren't we? Putting something else into it, get fit for yoga. We're going to be doing that. I just think it's got different kind of elements. I watch a lot of podcasts. I know of quite a few people who do yoga, a calming effect. I want to bring it into it. I want to do well-being gyms when we get the charity up and running. Meditation, yoga, something about a calmer feeling, takes that anxiety away. Not so it's all boom, 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 boom. Come on, guys, we can do this. Like, have a bit of aftercare there, a bit of support, what we do for Scammy Steps and stuff. I think put all of that element into something. We can change some.
That's good. Yeah, that's what you need. I think you do need both sides of it. Like, I think you do need to, be training
Fitness,
and get rid of that energy.
Yeah, I think.
But you need to sit and be calm and actually be a bit comfortable with thoughts coming in and out of your head.
Yeah,
because otherwise
you've got to build.
You can't just keep
you've got to
running
build,
and training
you've
and
got
all that stuff.
You've got to build as well. People have not done it. I mean, we're doing. I tell you what, it's great what we do. We touched on it earlier on about people watching us and like aspiring people. And I got asked to go to a doctor's in Manchester, and it was a challenge. Well, anti-sweat thing, Botox in your armpit. I thought, do a challenge, couldn't we, with that? I'd do a challenge, see if it works. Sweat everywhere, get on a spinning class or something, get myself wrapped up in it, carry a bag of sweat and see if it works and do it as a challenge. So, and I was like, yeah, I'm on that. So when I actually went to Manchester, doctor and me, I didn't really know what I was going for. I just thought it was something like that. And then when we were speaking, I said, oh, thank you for following me. It's always put some round of applause and a lot of my stories and that. And he went, oh, it's me and my wife. I think you're right, amazing. And my brother committed suicide a year ago. We watched his stuff. And I was like, all right, okay, I'm sorry to hear that. But we was talking about the challenge, the armpit sweat thing, and it kind of got into a bit more because it was no, not yet. We're going to sort that anyway. And it kind of, we kind of got into it, and it was a doctor in a psychiatric unit for 4 years dealing with patients, so he had a real knowledge of mental health, so it was a place what we went in, and it's like you speak in regards to why would you want this treatment, it's about your mental health to feel, to actually feel good. So I learned quite a little bit from him, and we're going to do the challenge a little bit different. So we're going to do a challenge in regards to, I'm going to do it that, I'm going to take Ryan along. Because obviously, with people who get anxiety and people who sweat a lot, people don't want to go out. It could, and a lot of information about it and stuff, and doing a serious case on it, and then doing something like a challenge. What I'm going to do is it's going to make a real piece out of it. But it could do a lot. It could help a lot as well as people. It's kind of I only do positive things, you know, or positive things. Try not to give out negative information because there's a lot of vulnerable people on my Instagram page and stuff. So I think it'd be really good and knowledgeable and maybe help people out there, you know, who do struggle, who do sweat a lot, who are a little bit conscious of it. It's just a little piece to, and he's quite an educated kind of guy, and he really cares. And touched again, we spoke about his brother. I have to ask him, you know, with him being a doctor and with him all this knowledge and everything, he does a lot with trauma cases and stuff. So he's like, how do you deal with your brother committing suicide? It's quite, you know, obviously I had to ask that. I was in a position where I needed to know, really. And we spoke about it in depth, and he was speaking and saying, you know, how he felt. He said, you know, people think I have all the answers, and I don't have the answers because I just deal with, obviously, people with mental health, and I should know, and he was my brother. I couldn't do anything, and he saw it as in like a camaraderie kind of way. He had to take it like that, you know. If he took all just the negative, because there was no suicide note, and he didn't know anything about it. He didn't know. It was quite different to him, and he had a family and everything else. But there was no explanation. So I mean, he kind of took it as in regards to he had to see the noble thing what it did, as in like like a ship going down, so you take yourself down with that ship. You know, some people that's how he had to see it, and took some positives what his brother left behind, what he didn't have. You know, that was his way of dealing with it or thinking about it, just obviously to move on, to move forward, because it's difficult, isn't it? So we spoke about that. And then, we got in, and he asked me a few questions about, he asked me questions, and I think I started talking, and he had tears in his eyes and crying. I'm like, and then it was a really good meeting, like it was meant to be, you know, like I took a lot from that as well as he did. It wasn't just about talking about some Botox, even though I got some free Botox as well, like, stick it in there.
It's definitely worked.
Yeah. And not growing all gracefully. Took a lot from it. He says, I've learnt a lot from you. I've learnt a hell of a lot, and I feel really positive coming out. And he's a doctor, you know what I mean? He watches me. I get counsellors messaging me saying I support them. I get doctors in Brighton saying we want to do what you're doing. It's like, they're professionals. I get social services and lawyers messaging me, wanting me to do things, trying to do things, because they're not, it's that message, what they can't do, it's that you know, information and helping people what they struggle to do. Someone being real, you know, someone living that life and doing that life, and I think it relates to, you're surprised how many people it relates to from all over the world, like America and Colorado and Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South America. It's like people watching from everywhere. It's
that's
great.
it. Do you know what? I think everyone deals with it, don't they, in their own way, like you were saying. No matter how big or small the problem is, it's a problem for that person.
Yeah.
Well, this is it, innit? You know, I was saying that as a little as well. Like just because I from a young age, it's happened to me, right? So from a very young age, since I was a child, like 4 is when I can remember, it wasn't good, and I've had that right through all my life. So up and down there, and really, you know, traumas and so it's everything what we've spoke about. Yeah. But to somebody who hasn't dealt with anything like that, they might have had a good parents, they might have had a good upbringing, they might have had no problem. But for that person then to deal with a death or to deal with a breakup and not really understanding it, etc., it's a big, just as big a problem it is to me as I've had all my life. It's just I understand it a lot better because I've been through it and I'm through them barriers. So just each problem to each different person is completely, it's their problem, as big or small. You know, that's how it is, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. I think you're the centre of your own world, so whatever happens to you is just relative in it. Like you can have the worst, you could like stub your toe, and that's the worst thing that's happened in your life. That would be fucking devastating, and it does hurt anyway. Do you know what I mean? So getting onto it, I really watched your stories when you were in Ibiza with quite a lot of interest, because I thought, I do wonder how this is going to pan out really, because going there sober, because we've said before, like if you go down Call Lane in Leeds and you're sober, it's like
a different place.
But then when you're drunk and you're there, it's like two different worlds.
Like
anyway,
so
can't say too much.
That sober challenge, it were what were I thinking for fucking starters? I booked in. I thought, because what I did 7 days of, it was Mental Health Awareness Week, and I kind of fitted into it all in regards to what happened in my back, the scar. So when I went to Ibiza, I'll touch upon it a little bit. Why last year? So Well, 2 years ago, I went to Ibiza, broke my leg, first day, second day or something, just fucking on it, been on it all for days, and I broke
Pretty
my leg.
heavy session.
Yeah,
that.
but broke my leg, and people have been going, who went, I didn't even know half the people who went with, and they were like, "You're gonna hit a brick wall, him, innit?" And my other mates were going, "You don't know him, it's not gonna be," and I broke my leg, and bringing my leg along with me and scraping it. I'm still trying to do backflips and all these stupid dancing, and I've still got my leg like that. I'm just off my head. I then got to about the fourth day. I'm in Ocean Beach. I've been throwing my flip flops out. I was just off it all the time, and and they were like. And then I got back, and obviously it's that knock-on effect as well. Do you know what I mean? Always life at party, and always have to prove it point. But really, I was just doing it because I was just fucking I needed that. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't deal with reality really. So I'd just get off my head all the time and make a fool out of myself, and just I used to do what I do now, but when I was drunk, making people laugh in another way just to get that kind of attention, kind of a thing. And then so last year I did it again, exact same time, same year timing when we went, the same dates. I went with another group of people, stayed in a room basically for 4 days. Didn't even, I couldn't come out of my room one day or something. And yeah, just had that many drugs that you could ever think of. Every single drug that you could ever imagine. I did it, And then I'm pissing about in my room and got rugby tackled, but cut my back on bottom of like a table, and then I just left it. It was like I just left it, and then obviously it must have got infected and it bruised up. I just thought it was a big bruise, and didn't think about it, and got it really badly infected. Went on a sesh again, like you do, and then I just knew something. It wasn't the normal come down that I normally get. Do you know what I mean? He was like something, right? Went to hospital, and what the hell? Sepsis. Was straight to Huddersfield. Cut straight out of me. Had an operation, and then I had a big open wound in my back then. So I was bedbound for 2 months. Actually bedbound with the nurse coming twice a day, coming to clean pack my wound up. It was disgusting. It was awful. Just put it, and did that 2 months, and I think another month. But I had two businesses, which was always up and down anyway. But I had staff and everything else. Now. Wages were coming out at like $6,000 a week, what I was paying out, a lot of money, and I couldn't afford to pay. And then once you're bedbound, I'm not about that. I lost my businesses, lost my house, lost my vans, lost everything that I had. I couldn't even pay my rent. They took my belongings. I was jumping out a window because the bailiffs were coming and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It was like, I'm a dodgy back as well. It was just so bad. And so I lost everything, completely lost absolutely everything that I ever had. And I just thought, it was my rock bottom, but it was my rock bottom to say, I am not fucking doing that again, going as suicidal. No, I'm not doing it. I am not doing it, not again, do you know what I mean? This is something I need to fucking sort out now. And that was obviously my journey in regards to getting into modelling, etc. So this year, so obviously going sober, I tested myself in regards to situations about going out and doing things slowly. Because I think when I initially stopped doing all of this, I had to pull myself out of it all. I had to pull myself out of it.
There you go. You're getting it.
Hello. I had to pull myself out of it, all of it, and my surrounding. I think it's not. I just woke up one day and went, that's it. And that was it. I think that's what you've got to do. Yeah, you don't say I'm going to stop on Tuesday. I'm going to stop next week. I'll do it on month. I'll do it on bank holiday.
Only if it's a diet.
Yeah, exactly. So I just did it. Stopped everything. I always go to extremes when I do everything, like you do. Did the antidepressants, but I'd weaned myself off them, knowing what I was going to be doing anyway. I always initially in my mind smoking, drinking. Initially drinking, were the point of. To the smoking, to the drugs, to the gambling, to the sex, to everything. That initial first drink led to all of them. It was either that or depression, and then it was a big circle, wasn't it? Because it starts with the drinking, there, and then it goes to the depression. Or if you don't do that, it goes to the depression, it leads you to the drinking. It was just like that. You're going around in fucking circles all your fucking life, and that's what I did. So I took myself out of it all environments. I've cold turkeyed it and got through it. And then once I got through it, I was like, I can do this. I did have urges. Smoking was really difficult. The environments, drinking were difficult and stuff. But my mindset was so strong. So strong in knowing what I didn't want to fucking do. I had 2 months in that bed where I was like, what proper? I had to talk to myself. It shows who your friends really are, because I were on my own basically. I had a few people that came and visited me. Were like, fucking hell, do you know what I mean? No one's going to help you, are there? So the only person who's going to fucking help me is fucking myself, and which I did. And then so yeah, I did all of that, got myself out of it, got to this point now where I'm 5 months sober. without anything, not even a drop. And so I thought I'd go to Ibiza and do it, the sober challenge. Now, it was just the fucking daftest challenge, but hardest challenge that I've done. No, I don't think, because people thought I was going to drink, and I think I can understand that. Do you know what I mean? Going to Ibiza, not taking drugs and not drinking, and my mindset was really strong. So I had anxiety. Don't get me wrong, I had anxiety because of what happened last year, and I had anxiety because it's the unknown a little bit. I had to try to control that anxiety, but I just thought, do you know what, this is going to be a big challenge, and it's gonna go one way or another, isn't it? And then when I got there, we're like, oh, right, yeah, it's really like fun. I had a coffee in airport. Normally I'm fucking steaming in airport, and I like have a coffee and had a breakfast. I'm getting on a plane to Ibiza and that, and you got a latte on plane and that, and then it started there. And I don't begrudge anybody drinking or doing drugs, or they do. That's their life. It's not my life. I'm not about that. It's nothing. You know. It's each to their own. People think they have to explain things to men. That like, listen, I just do it because I choose not to do it. It never went down well for me. So I did that, and then it all started like cracking on first day. It were like everything were all right and fun, and like, yeah, you can do this and stuff, and then it all just started cracking. When it got to a certain point after the first day, I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, the people coming in my room, that dirty Sanchez, they were at next door room. Couldn't fucking believe it. Like, like that little Poncho, whatever his name is, like, hello there. That was Irish, wasn't it? Every time I look at your face, all I see is fucking resentment. It was like that little guy.
That's well.
Yeah. And he was there, like off his suite, like proper, like, oh, we could do a challenge, couldn't we? And then it was just, oh god, it worst thing, because we were in the centre room, and then there was another room, they were next to us there, and another crazy guy there. So we're like plow into this room, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like coming in it like several times. Like, I just didn't sleep. It was like I was on my own. I just have to go out for a walk, because I thought I've put myself into the biggest. There's no point in going to Ibiza and then I'll just go to the beach. I'll just go over there. I'm like, listen, this is a test. This is a challenge. Put myself into the thick of it. You know, when you're seeing drugs there, and it's all around you, all temptation. So every minute, all day. But not no temptation to do it, but it was there. Do you know what I mean? And then going into these clubs, I got one of the bands. I got like a go everywhere for like there, and fucking hell, it was just like, some of them were horrific and some of them were all right. So you'd start off all right, and then you were chatting, you'd have a good day, but you still had a bit of like anxiety, because it's like, what, like everyone's on another level. But when it starts off on a day and it's sunshine and it's all smiles and stuff. And I think I remember in that Ocean Beach, and then coming out of it, and then I like lifted my head up, and it was about 8:30, and everyone were completely different. Faces were different. People getting carried out. People are pissing themselves. We all like, I'm like, time ago, like, doing a blog. So, and then just the environments and just people like at me all the time, and.
Did a lot of people try to get his drink?
Loads, everybody. Everyone they were supportive. I had a lot of support. Thompson were supportive over there. We were like, God, isn't it like nuts and stuff? But he were like, I can't believe it, bro. Can't believe it. Not even like, everything was like, God, you're like, you're gonna have one really? Like, no one's here. And we were like, no, I don't want to.
People are like.
I don't want to. Yeah, just have a drink. What's over here? Oh, we're gonna spike it. Listen, whoa. Don't be doing all like that, mate. Yeah, come on. So, but yeah, I met a lot of interesting people. Do you know what I mean? I had a big soul search, and like I was watching myself last year, and I just thought, do you know what? It's a different life. I mean, there were some nice bits of it, which were, but in all, it were the surroundings. I had some good people around me. I'm not saying they had their own. They were there for different reasons before I were there. So yeah, I thought it were only 4 days, and it was fucking 5 days. I was like, oh my god, no! What? It was just hard. It was like hard work, but I got through it. It was just, I did a lot of soul searching. To be fair, I did a lot of I learnt a lot there, and what I'm doing is the right thing. And it did feel like I was on my own. That was the worst thing. I felt quite lonely. Everyone were there on a different path to me, and there, and I just felt, what am I like points of it, I just want to go home, and like just want to get out of here, because there were no way out of it, because it's from morning to night, doesn't stop, does it? It's all, you go for a walk at 10 in the morning, they're still all on the balconies, and it's like the normal thing to do and all that. I'm like, that was fucking me, that, what were I doing, you know what I mean? Just anybody eat around here, do you know what I mean? No one was there, like, couldn't go for breakfast, the places didn't open like till 11 o'clock for breakfast. I'm like, I'm up at 6 trying to get out of my room from everybody, do you know what I mean? Like, please, just freaking feed me. There was just no one there. It was just mad. But yeah, it was an experience, I won't be, I think that was it for lads' holidays, like, do you know what I mean? But someone mentioned Vegas, fine. Wouldn't go if you paid me. So I wouldn't do it again. So.
Did seeing people kind of being like you used to be affirm that what you're doing is so much better for you?
100%. Like, 100%. I see how people, and from the start of it all, and how they felt after it as well, and like suicidal, like really suicidal. I seem really Barry White. I see how people suicidal, like, I can't deal with my life right now. I feel like it's not. I'm like, listen, whoa, you're thinking 10 times worse than you would normally feel, because you're on a come down. It's reality's kicking in. Do you know what I mean? Reality. This is reality.
So
it's not what you really fucking think. Do you know what I mean? I understand it. I was completely there, and you see him proper abusing himself. And did you see that one with that guy? I did a thing where I was filming him, and he was taking beta blockers, and I'm like, he was taking beta blockers to slow his heart rate down by 55%, some of what I could understand, to take more drugs. We're like, why? Why would you do that? It's like
science in there.
Oh, yeah, knew what they were doing. Yeah, I think they mixed like a bundle of different things and made their own drug up, and we're like, I think it had a bit of absolutely everything.
Anyone watching, don't do that.
Don't do drugs, kids. Sorry, if anyone watched my thing here, don't do them. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, it kind of put me onto to like what I'm doing. I will never drink again. I just won't. I just like that life. The people like, you won't ever drink again. No. Just know what? I just know, like, oh God, it's not even a temptation. It's like, we were never drinking with like alcohol. We were never the society what we live in. It's like because we do it all the time. It's like we feel that's what we do. We program to do. It's programmed into us going
As
out.
A nation,
it's a nation. It's a society. But did you know it was like alcohol? It was just because I didn't have clear drinking water, so they added alcohol to it back in the day, like a percentage of it, just so we could drink. Do you know what I mean? And then it turns into now. Yeah,
I think
Google it.
What I found with drinking and drugs, it gave me this confidence that I didn't have. It gave me this belief in myself. So I stopped doing it all 3 years ago and had my breakdown. And now, thanks to Manwell, I'm actually finding a confidence that I never had.
You don't. You haven't drunk for a while, bear in mind, have you?
3 years.
3 years. It's not like he feels like this. It's basically when you stopped drinking, you got to this point, didn't you? Is that right?
I was doing everything in excess because I tied my problems to forget about them. And then when I stopped, when I had my breakdown, because I kept, every 3 months I'd go back into old patterns. Stuff won't be going right, an argument or something, and you go back with boys, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I was still, like you said, depression, all these negative things, were still happening besides that, and it wasn't masking it anymore.
Yeah, that's it. The cracks show once you can't hide behind that session, that drink or drugs. The real how you're feeling comes out of you, and there's nowhere to go with it but deal with it. And that's the fucking hardest thing with people. Sometimes they can't fucking deal with life situations. I couldn't fucking deal with it. I couldn't deal with it. When my mum died, my brother passed away. So like when my brother passed away, and then it was like sort of things I was strong for, which I was trying to deal. But me helping people, was dealing with it, taking control of like the funeral and everything else. But like when my mum went, it was like the final thing, nailing coffin. And then I went on a fucking session for like 4 years and lost everything. But that was masking it and just hiding from it. And then even the thought of coming off like the session of drugs and not having any more, it was like, no way, it was awful, the feeling, it was awful to, like, I've got to, and then if I'd stop doing this, I'm going to have to talk, I think my mum's not here, my brother's not here, my mate committed suicide, all these other suicides, all of these, losing my marriage, all of these things, what I'm actually fucking up while I'm doing this, I'm going to have to fucking deal with it. And it was like, it was so easy just to go, do you know, like, oh, fucking give me another line, give me another that. I'll another day, another 2 days on session. Do you know what I mean? But, and then coming down, or people leaving, or you know, running out of money. That you're gonna have to deal with it. And that were the worst fucking thing. You can see where suicide's happen a lot in regards to that initial thing of that feeling when
catches up.
Reality's just kicked in. I've just fucking, this is what I've done, and there's no way coming back from it, because that's initially. And I got to a point where like, I need to sleep, need to sleep, because that sleep I'm going to feel completely different tomorrow. You know, than that initial feeling there. It's so scary. But again, there's that depression the day after with it all. Then, and it's all reality, and it's like, you know, the easiest thing is to then to go out again and drink and drugs, and all you're doing is just destroying yourself. And people can't see that, can they? People, there's a different, people just see that that's living like that is that's helping
that's
them.
The escape,
that's the end game, and it's just the absolute opposite, isn't it?
People believe that that's you as well.
Yeah.
But I always thought me partying and me not partying are two different people.
Yeah.
People think you're that party person.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're completely right. Yeah. But that's the thing, and like I say, now you are dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. I have to deal with it. People are starting to deal with it, and that's what I do with Manwellness. Fucking you've got to own it. You've got to have to fucking be real with yourself, and you are. If you're ever going to move forward, you've got to like, right, this is who I am. Just fucking have a word with yourself. You've got to deal with it, and what's real life. And as hard as it is, cry if someone's died with relationships. People don't deal with relationships, or, you know, bad breakups, or people grieving, dying, or we just don't deal with it, or problems with life. It's just easier not to deal with it, and that's what I think in society the main thing in regards to why a lot of people do what we do is just because it's not dealing with it and just masking it, or just doing that, and it's just a fucking vicious circle. Yeah. And it's so logical and obvious. I'm not saying it for everybody, you know. I'm on about just a certain, you know, minority of people, but in general of what our town comes from, and what we're dealing with every day. It's initially we're fucking running away from shit instead of dealing with it. I.e., makes us like that, you know, feel like that, and we're just fucking creating with lifestyle choices that we're making. And that's the pinnacle point for me, with admitting it and dealing with it. Pinnacle point with you, stopping it, admitting it, and deal with it. And now, you know, it's not easy. Fucking life ain't easy.
It's ongoing work, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
But once you start working on yourself, that's the best thing you can ever do. Do you know what I mean? You work on you find what you like, what, you know, rather than
the real things.
Rather than going with the crowd, you know, you start, like I do exercise every day. I started off with 10 minutes because I looked at what Manuel does. He's a fit guy. You know, he says fitness has helped him get through his mental illness.
He did first podcast in a vest, so he knows his shit.
Well, from my depression, I went from 14 stone to 21.5 stone. I'm
That's
now,
a lot, innit?
I think I managed to get down to 18 stone with changing my diet, but the psychiatrist has just upped my mood stabilizers, which put weight on as well. So I had this thought over there. If I hadn't started Get Fit for Mental Health and I hadn't started my training, I might have still been 18 stone, but they'd have put these tablets up. Yeah. So all this weight I'm putting on now, I think I'm at nearly 19 now, but it's a positive weight.
Yeah.
It's a confident weight because I'm training, I'm exercising, I'm giving back to myself. Yeah. When before I wasn't getting out of bed, I was struggling with life, and that weight had gone on in a negative way.
He's just a prime example of like just learning and living with yourself and owning it, and it's just like he's an amazing guy. He struggles with this. He still battles every day with his you know, with his illnesses and with himself, but he's still willing to fight back and, you know, not give up. He just don't give up. He wants to give up. Sometimes he says it and everything, but he won't. He knows he can't give up. He's come so far. He's come so far. It's like with me as well. It's like, we've come so far. I'm not fucking. I should have given up years if we're going to give up. Right? What's the point? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'll fight till day one. It's understanding that's what life is. Fucking fighting for your life, and, you know, working for it. And he's a prime example. It's just, I look up to him and what he does, because I know what, you know, struggles what affects him, and you know, there's a stage where I was at a point in my life, and that's what I say to him, like, you are just at that point where you're there, but you look where you was there, and you look where you could be there, and you look at how you're growing all the time, and look, it's massive what he's done. It's massive what he's doing.
Just I've been accepting myself, accepting my age. The professionals need to deal with my illnesses, but I can deal with my health.
Yeah. This,
You know what I
they
mean?
can, they,
That's
can- they
what
can help you.
that's what I
They
can
can
do.
help you understand it. It's in regards to helping you understand it. Like I say, I think you was on a waiting list, like myself, the NHS for
Been
2.5
3
years. Mine,
yeah.
3 years. You know, the help's not there. It's there's so many people. You get told you go on that right. You're gonna get. We've spoke about this when you got assessed and stuff as well, and you were really down, weren't you? And it were, I had to explain a little bit because he didn't get explained it to him, and I had to. I was really down one day, and I had to explain it, and like they hadn't explained out. And oh no, this is a process. You know, one person can't decide what's wrong with you, or you know, what's your illness, etc. It's going to go to this point and go to this point where you know, and you'll be further assessed and stuff. But they never got that explained and stuff. But it's like. I think 2.5 years I got told it were going to be 12 months, and it was like kept ringing him up, like I got just some suicide leaflets for groups and stuff, and I'm like, fucking what's that? Do you know, like, right, okay, so you're on a waiting list there, you're going to get 20 sessions of psychotherapy, which is like, oh yeah, amazing, and this is what you're going to do. I think you're going to be really, you know, if you put you on medication, I don't think that's you know, initial answer, but for now, go on a medication. That, you know, and this, you're going to learn how to cope with your illness. That's what I got told. You'll able to cope with it and learn from it. So which is like great, I can do that. But when it gets to like 18 months, 2 years, and you're fucking still you're still up and down like that, and I've got your lifestyle, what I'm living in, you bad relationships, and fucking you just still battling yourself. You know what's kind of official wrong. It all makes sense. You can tick every box off of what that illness is, and you're like, that's me. But when it gets like 2 years, you're like, fucking, do you know what? And you're on these antidepressants, you're still doing all the same things like you're doing. I'm like, nah, do you know, it's not going to happen. There's only way it's going to happen if I understand it and do something himself. And can I say something like now? If I went back on that list without mental illness, I couldn't really tick a lot of what, like the tick list, what was on there, it was everything. Now I'll probably get about 2 or 3. So I control it. I don't feel like that anymore. Like, there's a lot of changes I have to make. There's a lot of it's addictions and what you do and how you deal with things. And you know, I've got rid of that, which initially just fucks a lot of that off there with my lifestyle choices.
I think, you know, like with the help, it's a weird feel. My worst one was I had 2 sessions with someone. He said, your problems are too much for us. The next day I got sacked from work for being off and sick. And I was suicidal. And I were at my lowest, and I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to. All I knew was to push everyone away. Push everyone who cared about me away because they don't need my pain. That's how I felt. Yeah, so it's a very, very dark place.
It is a dark place.
That's why I get fit for mental health. It's before that. It's obviously trying to get to people who are suicidal, but trying to get to the people before that as well.
Get to that stage, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the people after that saying, "We're here on a Sunday to help." While you're waiting for help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's, you know,
as long as, you know.
It's a movement. I mean, can I say, like, I'm not a professional. I would always advise people to go professional. A lot of people come to me and say, look, it's this initial same thing all the time. You know, I've got this problem, got that problem. I can only say what my issues are and what I've done to change my life. That's all I can do in regards to it. I always advise, you've got to initially go back to it when you need to go see a professional for there. That's the trauma side of it. Yeah, there's ways of coping and dealing with life differently, which is just a natural, which is a common thing to do. What works for us, you can promote that and say this works for us, this does this for this. Yeah. But initially, your problems were completely different to ours, and initially, you know, there's something there which I always direct in different places. Or if you are, you know, suicidal, there's a crisis team, your local crisis team, you know, Samaritans. There's so many other groups of which I would put straight, you know, to them. Yeah. We're just there in regards to support. It's a support group. If you need that support, need, you know, speak to someone, need to talk, doing something in regards to that exercise that's what we do. But it's understanding as well. There's just other people there understanding may feel the same as you do. But initially, there's other. You need to initially professionalise it.
And I guess it's not as intimidating to actually go and talk to you because you can watch from afar. You can be like, oh, this is what he's doing and he's doing that and see and kind of get to know you before they go.
That's it.
Open up and join you. And
that's the point of it.
Must be much easier.
That's the point of it.
Less intimidating.
and you feel like it's just reminding people, and like people see the good things, but you've got to show the bad things as well. Like I do, I show everything and the honesty, like I say, and people see where you come from, and you know, I do still have daily struggles. Sometimes it might be, but I obviously know how to not have a struggles. I've got to change my mindset, my thought processes, and everything else. What I've learned, what works for me, what works for other people. So I just initially put that out there, and people try it. The people, I don't go to you need to try this. People just try it, say, no, I've done your thing and I feel amazing. I feel this, and it's like, oh, what, you know, and they do that off their own back. Your following does that off their own back. So if it works for them and it's helping them, that's amazing, isn't it? And thousands of people it helps. So, you know, we're all different, but it's the same common goal we've got.
That's it. We're all so different, but we are so similar. That's
Yeah,
what comes up on the podcast all the time.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you say, you deal with your problems. Every single person comes on here.
Yeah,
They deal with stuff.
Yeah. And initially, it's like, you know, you got to think. Mine didn't come overnight. It's like saying, right. So I do this meditating. I do these positive things. I do these talks. I do all of these things, exercise, etc. All that. Like, it's all right. Coming to that, I would say to right. Oh yeah, you do this. Well, you're suicidal. You're there. Well, oh, you need to do this. This is going to help you. No, you can't just come from there to do that. These process you need to go down. Do you know what I mean? There's things you need to do. It's I can't. You know, if anyone like that, well, fuck that. How do I get that? That's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? You got to get your mindset right. You've got to change your way thought process, and it takes time. To get to that, initially you've got to fucking understand why you feel like that. Deal with it. It's a cycle. It's a journey, and you know, initially first step is dealing with what you've got to deal with and understanding it, and then we can do something. You can do something about as soon as you do that. It's so common sense. It's like acceptance and owning it and dealing with it and understanding it. And there's out there that can give you that. Do you know what I mean? And then you decide what road you want to go down. You can decide if you want to just fucking fuck it. I don't want to live. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. That's your choice. But if you want to fight and live and want to do something and have a life and, you know, and enjoy his children, enjoy your life and understand it a little bit more and you know, understand that everyone fucking struggles. That, you know, it's not just you and your own there. We all struggle. Everyone struggles. That's life. You know, you make it as hard as you fucking want or make it, you know, it's not easy, but it doesn't have to be that hard. But with, you know, the fun, the happy times are a lot more than the fucking hard times. It's just how we deal with it. And actually dealing with it. So I think that's initially what we do, isn't it?
Definitely.
No, that's a big message, Manuel.
Huge
and,
message, man.
And we love to support you. We love the work that you do. And we're coming towards the end of the podcast. If people want to find you, they want to come and join you on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Where can they go?
Yeah.
Scammingdon Steps, Huddersfield, HX4. So is it? Yeah, HX4. So it's Halifax postcode. Anyone who wants to find me, check my Instagram, Manwellness, Rypolar. You can speak to him. Facebook, Get Fit for Mental Health page there. Any of the videos you want to watch, they're all on YouTube. Get Fit for Mental Health there. All my blogs are on there. And yeah, 8 o'clock every Sunday we do the steps. And then there's an alternative at 9:30, or you can do both if you're hard enough. The Savile Park, 9:30, the boot camp. So if you check all my stuff out, you can see it all there. But initially, Scammingdon Steps, Get Fit for Mental Health is on a Sunday, 8 o'clock, Scammingdon Steps, and then we set off from there. Just contact us and, you know, we'll have a talk about it before you come if you suffer from anxiety or anything like that. But
Yeah.
The thing is as well, isn't it, with the anxiety, we know what it's like.
Yeah.
Because we've been, well, I personally
I've
been through that.
Some motherfucker.
Not wanting to come, not wanting to get out of the car, you know, being intimidated by the people that are there.
As soon as you get there and as soon as you get them steps, it's gone like that until you get to that environment. People cry when they're it's just such an amazing thing. Until you get there and actually do it, you don't understand it. When you get there, it's like, hallelujah. You know, it's like, that's how that seriously it is. It's like, I told you, man, I told you. Do you know what I mean? So it's a happy, good place. So get yourself joining us. And listen, it's get fit for your mental health. You don't have to have mental health issues or you're getting fit for your mental health. You're getting fit for your mental health. You don't have to be, you know, just an improvement in regards to, you know, you don't have to have them struggles and just it's a feel-good thing. It's not, I've got mental health, so I need to go get fit for mental health. No, you get fit for mental health. You come no matter what, you know, if you're feeling down or anything else, you want to improve, bring your family along, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
Get down.
There you go. Everyone get down there.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Nice.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, lads. Thank you so much, lads.
Yeah, thank you, mate.